We're standing in the register room where a lot of the electronic devices, AMR or AMI products, are actually manufactured. This is the preparation stages for the AMI minode of whatever the customer, 3 foot or 5 foot. The first thing that'll happen, this wire is, we'll tin this end, allow us to solder the wire onto the board easier during stages. One of the other things that happen at this stage is we prepare the bottom housing. Now the bottom housing is various bottom housing. Will be sampled with chive. Here's the looks of it. We snake the wire in through a little hole. We seal any gap and conceal the wires and move around so much. We have raw boards that are waiting to be utilized for soldering. So just like a hot rod board, this board right here has 6 areas where items may be soldered. We have 3 wires for the cable, 2 pads for the battery and ground, and then 1 for the antenna in there. Okay, here's another back view of it. So the personnel would stick an antenna in there, attach. Oh, in fact, we've got one of our technicians here soldering. I'll show you guys an entire process here. So right now he's applying solder to all the pads to help him effectively solder. There he is, picking up one of the bottom housings and dropping a battery in. He's ensuring that the wire lengths are appropriate for soldering. He's ensuring that red goes to the red pad. He's connecting the white wire to the white pad and the black wire to the black pad. And finally, he's going to give life to the board by giving the battery by connecting the battery. There's a ground terminal for the battery. And finally, he's going to connect the red wire. And the final piece left now is the antenna. Now keep in mind, this board is not the hot rod board. This is just the minode board, but in terms of the number of soldering points, it's the same. Okay. Now he's actually completely done, and he's going to transfer the unit for testing. So this is where the pre-pot testing happens. We have our sexy technician here from Laos. She's hoping to go and celebrate her New Year's this weekend. Stop blushing. Alright, so she's attaching the unit to also the antenna communication strength. We have this particular device is a transceiver. We have a receiver up here that'll actually another transceiver that'll verify various functionalities. Once the test has been completely successful, a label will be printed and applied on the bottom housing right here. And finally, the technician has qualified the unit to be potted. There's no material in there at this point. Oh boy. Oh, excellent. And we have our material expert here who's going to actually fill potting. There he is, filling up the entire unit to prevent water from intruding into our device and to protect intellectual property. And here he's placing the unit in a vacuum chamber. He's going to pull vacuum on it. This ensures that we pull any air bubbles, as you can maybe see. Yep, bubbles are coming out. Alright. That pulls out any moisture that may be trapped in there. We have a stage here where several minodes are waiting to be cured, we want to ensure that the liquid or the compound that we poured in completely solidifies. One side for roughly about 30 minutes or 15 minutes. We'll do a final assembly and test. Now, units may be ordered to be shipped as is, as just this unit, or with an attachment. This is a translator, and we'll do a final test. Hard to see. We'll do a final test to make sure that the MyNode can talk to the translator and also can communicate with another transceiver, just to test out a live scenario. Once that is done, once that's fully tested, we fill in with potting material over here to make sure that the wires don't pull off or break. So they'll usually fill in potting material. And finally, screw housings, and will eventually get zapped over there for tracking purposes with work order and who it's going to, what the quantity is, and it'll be out the door to shipping.